Trading can be one of the hardest endeavors a person can get into. But part of why it's so difficult is because we tend to overcomplicate the process. We try and get out of the market more than is actually necessary. A lot of us try and get like 40 pips, 80 pips, 120 pips, 200 pips a day with our trading, where money can be made with as little as 20 pips a day. You don't have to win multiple trades in a row every single day. You only really need to win just the one. So this is a really cool way that you can strategize your own trading to make it as simple as possible and as easy as possible. So this risk management strategy is called the 20 pip challenge. It's there to simplify your trading, to try and build consistency over time. And that's what trading is all about, consistency. The aim of the challenge is for you to lock in just 20 pips a day. Now, 20 pips a day might not sound like much, but the beauty of this strat lies in two things: compounding profits and consistent habits. Even small daily wins can end up being massive over time if you give them the time it takes to build properly. So let's break down how this strategy is going to work. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at which pair you're going to be trading this on. Ideally, you want to pick one singular pair. Why? Because each pair is going to move a little bit differently. You're going to have a slightly different edge on it, and that is going to cloud your data. You want to have one singular pair that you're going to focus on. Additionally, you ideally want to have one singular session, either a London session, New York session, or the Asian session. But you really want to hone in on one particular session, one particular pair. That way, it's going to be really easy to compare your results day to day. And if you keep on making the same mistakes, they're going to be a lot easier to identify. Once you have your pair and once you have your session, your goal is to lock in 20 pips on one single trade. You're only taking one trade a day during one session on one pair. Super simple, super straightforward. Let's look at starting capital. The beauty of this strategy is you don't have to start with a lot of capital. You can start off with as little as 100 Rand as your initial balance. But how this is going to work is your risk management is going to be key here. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and gain 30% per trade. So we're going to be risking about 30% per trade. Now, 30% of 100 Rand is only 30 Rand. Doesn't actually sound like much, but again, the beauty is in compounding profits. As you go day to day, ranking up win after win, that 30% is going to grow exponentially. And eventually, at the end of 30 trading days, you're going to have quite a bit in the bank. Looking at your risk management, if you're trying to gain 20 pips, you're risking at most 20 pips. You need to have at least a 1:1 RR here. If your strategy allows for it, you can maybe go for a little bit more, maybe risk 10 so you can gain 20. It all depends on your particular strategy, but you have to at least have a 1:1 RR. Now that you have your starting capital, you have your session, you have your pair, you have your strategy, now we're going to try and compound this over time. You're going to start at level 1 with your initial balance. Let's use the example of 100 Rand. Level 1 is your initial balance. If you then win the next trade, risking 30% for a 30% gain, you're then going to have in level 2, 130 Rand. And then you're going to risk 30% of that for the next trade. So you can see how 100 Rand in level 1 is going to go to 130 Rand in level 2, 169 Rand in level 3, 219 Rand in level 4, and 285 Rand in level 5, so on and so forth. If you happen to lose a trade, you just go back down a level. So let's say you were at level 5 at 285 Rand, you lose a trade, you were only risking 30%, you just go back to level 4 at 219 Rand. And the aim of this is to rise up the levels. Think of it like playing a game. You increase a level or you decrease a level. If you decrease a lot of levels at the same time in a row, then you need to look at what are you doing a little bit differently? What is changing in your success? Is your strategy still working? Is it not? Are you sticking to your rules? Your discipline is going to be the most important part of this entire challenge. So you can see how this strategy is super simple and can be super effective. Now, I normally suggest if you're new to trading, start this on a demo, really learn your craft. If you don't have a profitable strategy that can gain you 20 pips in the first place, then this is not going to work. You need to know how to trade, and you need to have all the aspects of being a good trader locked in. What this solves is trying to make you a little bit more disciplined and solve the problem of starting capital. You can start off with a little bit and compound over time. Now, of course, none of this is actual financial advice. This is just what I would do if I was starting with a little bit of capital and wanted a nice, disciplined, strategic way to grow that capital. Now, if you found this interesting, go ahead and hit the like button and hit the share button, and go ahead and show this to a couple of your friends who might find this as inspiration to maybe start their own type of challenge. Don't forget to hit subscribe on your way out, and I will see you in the next video.